is Sage Park. I came to the kingdom in 2013. I lived in Riyadh for 2 years, and now I've been in Jeddah for almost 8 years. I was born and raised in Connecticut in the United States, but my heart is in South Florida. I'm a warm weather beach girl, so Jeddah is perfect for me. I was a bit bored with life in the US, and I was looking to live outside. So I started exploring different job opportunities, and I made sure to post my CV on a job website that allowed people from outside the US to know that I was interested in a position outside. And I actually was contacted by a woman at Johns Hopkins Hospital, and they said, "We saw your CV and we would like to consider you for a position in Saudi Arabia. What do you think?" And I said, "Well, I think I need to do a bit of Googling." And she said, "Perfect, get back to me and let me know." So I did a bit of research and I called her back and I spoke with her. And I did quite a few interviews with some doctors at Johns Hopkins. I was then able to do some interviewing with the people that were actually going to bring me here. I had a chance to get to know them, to hear about what my life would be like here. And it sounded like an incredible opportunity. Saudi offers that to a lot of people. And then you come and you fall in love and you end up here. 10 years later, I'm still here, and I'm here because I truly love being here. I work for myself. I have a small business here. I do executive coaching and leadership training. So there are some days where I wake up and get myself ready and I go off to a company and I deliver 7 hours of leadership training to their managers, C-suite executives. Sometimes I'm doing that via Zoom from my home, same leadership training. There are other days where I'm seeing my coaching clients. So I have a small office across the street, and I see coaching clients both in person and also via Zoom. So I don't have a typical work day the way a lot of people do. I have flexibility in my schedule, and I just have to make sure that everything meshes together. So some of my days are working less than others, and some are absolutely jam-packed, which keeps it exciting. I came here knowing I would not be able to drive and knowing that I would have to wear the abaya. I was told that women and men cannot be in company together. I was told a lot of things. I was excited for this experience, but I was certainly nervous and was very pleased upon arriving to find out that life here was very much like life in other places, but safer, and the people were incredibly hospitable and welcoming. So, don't trust everything you find on Google. I arrived to Riyadh in the summer, so it was hot, marra hot. I was in South Florida, which was hot. You cannot compare it to desert heat. So I guess that would be my first impression. In addition, I was brought here during the Ramadan, and I was not told it was going to be Ramadan. I knew nothing about this, so I had 8 hours of a time difference and jet lag, and I wasn't able to get a cup of coffee in my hotel. So my first experience was, and my driver, they sent a driver to provision my house, and I was shopping for sheets at about 2 a.m. And I remember saying to my mom, "These people are really night owls, and I'm not sure I'm gonna make it because I'm more of a morning person." So it was interesting. The key to adapting to a new country is being flexible. And I've been a traveler my whole life, and my parents brought me up knowing that if you're not willing to be flexible, then you should just stay home. And I feel that that's the same thing for adapting to life in a different country. You can't go there and expect it to be the same as home. Don't go. If you want it to be the same as home, stay home. If you want to go somewhere different, you have to be flexible and you have to be willing to accept things as they are in the place that you're choosing to live. I have been fortunate in that I have been able to travel all over Saudi. I have very adventuresome friends and colleagues. I also have worked for some incredible people who have sent me to different places in the kingdom, but I love to explore. And some of the heritage and the culture here is absolutely beautiful. So if you're willing to jump in the car and go, there's some of the most beautiful things to see here without even leaving. And it's a huge country. So if you're willing to do some long distance traveling in a car, it's amazing. A few of the hotspots that I visited here in Saudi would have to be Al Ula. The Madain Salah, the Nabatean tombs are just a piece of history you can't even imagine if you haven't seen something like this. A lot of you have seen it's probably Elephant Rock, is this giant rock formation that truly looks like an elephant with the trunk. So that was beautiful. I've been to Baha, and there are these absolutely gorgeous stone homes with hand-carved wooden doors and window casings, and it's absolutely beautiful part. And then, as I said, I live on the Red Sea, I live in Jeddah, so the sea is the most turquoise blue waters. I'm a scuba diver. Every different point of Saudi, even the desert itself, it's a different type of beauty. But if you go out into the desert, it's very unique, it's amazing. As a matter of fact, when I lived in Riyadh, I lived in Daraya on the Wadi Hanifa. So I've been to Mazmak Palace and the museum there. I've flown falcons here. There are so many incredible things to do here to experience the history and the culture. When I first came to Saudi, it was very much different from the US. At this point, it's becoming more and more similar. There's arts, there's culture, there's entertainment here. It's feeling much more similar to any other country. I think the key difference is, I believe I'm safer here, day to day, here than I am in most other cities, whether it be in the US or Europe. Saudi is incredibly safe. And I'm not sure that people outside recognize how incredibly safe it is. It's something that people always ask me, do you feel safe here? And I think that's a key difference to home. But again, as I said, similarities. There are so many opportunities here for sports and culture. I have always wanted to scuba dive and actually learn to dive in the Red Sea, which it's one of the most amazing places in the world to dive. Red Sea diving is some of the best in the world, and I feel fortunate that I learned to scuba dive here. I have an incredible community of divers around me. Everyone is friendly and welcoming. I've had multiple instructors here in Saudi and great dive shops that I worked with. Today, you'll see some video. I was able to shoot some footage through Al Haddad Scuba. They have a dive shop at a resort here on the Red Sea. People in this country, I found, everyone, expats and Saudis alike, is that everyone is so hospitable and friendly. A perfect example is in the dive community. Diving equipment is often very expensive, and I found people very willing to share or let you try it maybe before you make a purchase. Today is a perfect example. My friend brought his DPV, which is kind of an underwater scooter, and I was able to try it out and play around with it underwater for my video even. So that was really exciting to get to use a toy like this. I am an outdoor person, an adventurer, and Jeddah is perfect for this because we have, I'm a runner, so I'm always running, whether it be directly from my house, whether it be on the Corniche. I do my training on the streets. Once a week I play sand volleyball. There are so many incredible activities. If you're an outdoor person, be in Jeddah. I love Riyadh, it has an incredible city life, but for outdoor activities, which is my style, Jeddah is the place to be. In addition, I'm a golfer, and Saudi has done an incredible job bringing professional golf tournaments here, and I've been lucky enough to attend those. Mariah Carey, I saw a Mariah Carey concert here. It's really incredible, the changes that are happening and the incredible amount of money the country is willing to spend to bring top quality superstars here has been amazing in both athletics, sports, and music entertainment. Occasionally I'm in a coffee shop. It's a nice place to meet friends. The coffee culture here is very, very strong. Saudi has incredible coffee roasters. They've got their own beautiful coffee shops with roasteries inside of them, and the coffee culture is amazing here. So that's something I also enjoy. My most memorable experience in Saudi is probably when women were allowed to drive and getting a car, not having a driver anymore, and I went driving out on the first day that women were able to drive, and there were men on the streets giving us roses. The country was so incredibly excited for this amazing change. And I look at sometimes the US seems like it's going backwards in some ways, especially with women's rights a bit. And to be in a country that is really going forward, being a part of such an amazing change, countrywide change, it's terrifically exciting. Saudi is one of the most hospitable countries I've actually ever been to, and I've been fortunate enough in my life to travel a lot. I've traveled all over the world, and people here are incredibly, incredibly welcoming. The hardest part about being here is being so far away from my family. I will be honest about that. I really wish they lived in Europe because it would be half the distance. The US is incredibly far. The thing that makes it tolerable is that many, many expats that live here will tell you that you meet friends that become family. I have friends that I have met here. I've traveled around the world with them. They've truly become brothers, sisters, sometimes mothers, fathers, if I need a kick in the behind to get myself going. And I have friendships here that are different than I've had anywhere else in the world. And I think this is what we all do here. When you're coming from far from your home countries, you find a community that becomes more than friends. So we rely on each other. You're going to the doctor, you don't have family, your friends will go to the doctor with you or bring you back and forth. It's a different way of having friendships, and it helps fill the hole a bit from being so far from family. As an American, having lived in the kingdom for almost 10 years, if I can leave anybody with a message, it is to please come here. Experience Saudi for yourself. We have tourist visas here. You can come on holiday. Come over, check it out, take the chance, possibly take a job here. I think that you'll absolutely love the experience. I certainly have.